How about now? Better? Should have been okay with the other one as well, though. Let me try one more time if the other one is okay, because it should be. Okay. Well, that was weird. This works at least. I don't know what happened there. Anyway, so spooky, spooky little Halloween. I'm inverted and everything, and it looks a little weird. I know. I might undo that in a moment, but for now, let's keep it. And the plan for today will be to get this little project of last week and put it in the other one. I will do a hydrate. Thank you for that. Oh no, I'm just leaking through. So we're gonna need a little bit of things that we have to do here to get this controller that we programmed so nicely last week to get it working in the other place. So this worked perfectly fine. Quite happy about that, and I love the coyote timer that just lets you be right on the edge or a little bit over it even before you jump. Not completely over it because then it doesn't work anymore, but if you're like on the edge or just after it, you can still jump. So that I like really much because I was really seeing a lot of problems with my previous code. I didn't like it at all. So basically, yeah, you know how coders are. Yeah, that's fine, Half Moon. Thank you for the lurk. A little hard if you can't hear me, so type it for you this time. So basically what I'm going to do here is take out the player movement and the player animator. So then we have nothing, but yeah, it doesn't matter. We'll redo it all. So remove component, and then the overrides. There you go, and gone they are. Now, also here I will do basically a lot of things that I can throw away. They don't need this anymore. I will not have a ground check, a player animator, and a player controller. Player data, player movement, check. Player state should not be necessary. Speech recognition, player data. Probably something like health or something. But if that's the thing that is there, I should probably move it anyway. Ah, yeah, to a scriptable object or anything like that. But I think I'm going to remove that too, just to start fresh, have everything, the other project basically, and not reinvent the wheel, as they say. Visual Studio started, so there we go. Take out all those little things. I don't need any of this active water reflection. There we go. That was the shader, by the way. A little show for that. So player data can also go. And we had an input thingy, but that's not my input controller. So let me see about. I don't think the lurk command works yet. I don't think I have it set up. I should one day have somebody just look into those kind of things because I have no clue how to do all of those. Anyway, this input manager is probably one of the managers that we have here. Yeah, could do that a little different. So check out how we did that here with the player. So we're gonna have a controller, a player input. The player input we already have, I think. Yeah, the player input we have. So it's called Gaia. And it is the player. So it still looks like that's gonna work. Should be exactly the same. So from there, we're gonna just remove it probably here. I don't think I need it here. Let me get my shader out of the way, input out of the way. Let's go see what we have here in the script with a controller. Okay, let's put a controller folder here. Create folder controller. And type everything from scratch again, of course. Input controller. It's gonna make sure that everything is with my own namespace and everything, because otherwise I'd have to redo the entire thing and I don't feel like doing. And then just go to this input controller and basically start copy pasting stuff. Make sure that that is an behavior, but a scriptable object. We'll make it an abstract class. Here we go. That we want, that is a mono behavior, so let's go over to screens. So, and from there we're going to have a scriptable objects folder, obviously as well. I didn't have those yet here, so I'm going to have a new folder, create folder, scriptable objects, doesn't really matter. Let's go player controller. Of course I have to make that first, wait up. This one I'm going to have to get. So in the controllers folder, we're going to create a new C# script, player controller. Open that. And we're going to derive that from the in controller, I think it was. Let me check that really quick. Input controller, almost good. Almost did it correct. Well, cannot always have it the first time right, can we? So the player controller does not implement abstract. Yeah, of course. So the show and control dot. There we go. Oh, no, 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 no. That was not what I wanted. Implement. Copy paste this stuff. Here we go. Code from here. Sure that I named this properly, because I don't think I did that before. This is something in Gaia that hasn't been generated, most likely, so I have to make sure that my player input is actually created. For that, I have. Where are you? Is this the one? Yes, I think so. Where did I do that again? Generate C# class. There we go. And it's called Gaia.cs. There. A while, but not that long. So this we're gonna go at not player input, but Gaia. Let's hope it recognizes that. Yeah, I'm gonna have a problem with that. I'm gonna have to rename this thing. Okay. So let's throw this one away. Call this Gaia input, I guess. There we go. And we created the C# class Gaia input, so we call this Gaia input. Gaia input. There we go. That should be that class. I copied over just one too many. Overzealous. Can have that every now and then, right? So we have that. So now we're going to make capabilities. Folder capabilities. There we go. We're going to make first the move capability. Create C# scripts move. Oh, take it from here. This one won't exist yet, but we can fix that pretty fast, so not too worried about that one. A lot of copy pasting today to get it working. That's all we need to do. I see I have a visit from someone I saw this this afternoon, Wandering Terrier. I see you're here lurking probably, so hi, welcome. Welcome to my stream where I do game dev. I hope you like it. This is the game I'm working on, by the way. Um, it's a game about my daughter. As you can see, this is the artwork that I make for it. If you like, please, and you want to talk, go ahead and do that. If you don't want to talk, also fine. I'm never pressing anyone to do whatever they don't feel comfortable with. But yeah, feel free to comment. Feel free to talk along. I know you're more a gamer than a game developer, but feel free to jump in basically and have your say in our little stream here. So I at least hope you will enjoy this today. So we're going to add the capability of jumping today. And open that one. So move between this one and also again the required component. And put them here as well. Again, it will say that we don't know this one. I know. I don't care. I will figure it out when it's there. So it's the jump action and coyote timer that's there. So Control C, put this in here. Here we go. One line too much, I don't need it. And it will say again about the collision data detector. Of course, I do not have that one yet, so I still need to do that. So I'll put here again a folder called checks. And in that, I will add a script, create C# scripts, collision data detector, to make sure that we have this as well. And we have it here, so I'm not gonna reinvent the wheel for this stuff. It's pretty easy, as you saw last week. But yeah, of course, it took a little bit more time to write it live. Hey, Wandering Terrier, so thank you for saying something. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm a little bit inverted, as you might see, but I think that has to do something with Halloween. I don't know. Must be in the water or something. I don't know. I just drank a little bit, so anyway, I think we have everything in place. I'm wondering if I missed anything. Yeah, of course I need to make a player controller scriptable object because I didn't make that one yet. So let's make that right now. Should be input controller, player controller, there you go. Let's put it there. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. I'm happy to visit other people as well, and especially in this case, I guess gamers, because you guys should be my audience for when I'm finished with my game. I'm still very much in the prototyping phase, but this game is gonna. I'm looking at the moment also for funding. I've been applying for a funding that is here in the Netherlands for starters. You basically can get up to 7,500 euros in funding if you're applying for that. But you, of course, still need to earn it. So I need to write a planning document. I wrote it, planning, yeah, an estimate of what that would cost. And I wrote that as well, filled in a large form, and then now it's waiting. Till that time, I'm not funded, so funding is really an issue for me because, yeah, because I want to make this game available for people who are blind or have limited motor skills. You will need stuff that you don't get for free. I mean, I cannot get every voice actor in the world to work for free on my game. They will never do that. So they need money. The pixel art needs to be paid. Right now, I did this myself, but yeah, it's okay, but it could be 10 times better if a real pixel artist makes this. So these kind of things are what I'm struggling with right now, and that's why I'm looking for funding. So any funding will do, of course. Anything that I get is more than nothing, so I'm always happy with everything. And just the fact that I can show everyone that passes by what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, really means the world to me because it really makes my entire experience of making this game a lot more interesting, basically. So this is my daughter, basically, but in pixel art, and she's gonna travel in the first level through Amsterdam, and from there she's gonna go through a portal that I've been working on. I can show you what it looks like. I've been working on that the other day. Not completely done yet, but it's looking like this. I could probably drag that in. Let me put that on mesh type full rect, not bilinear but point full, and then I can drag that into the scene at, I guess, basically any place that I want. So let me put it at the end here. So this is going to be erected from the ground by the goddess Gaia herself. My daughter will step through this portal that will be surrounded by twigs and branches and leaves and everything and rotating. Should look a lot more interesting when I'm done. And then she will travel to the world of Greek mythology where basically the entire game starts. So I'm working on that really a lot now, and this is apparently still a little big. I might have to make it smaller. It doesn't matter. I prefer to have it bigger than smaller. I can always resize it if needed. So yeah, that's basically for the beginning, the story in a nutshell. I'll tell you a little bit more about it because I also have a lot of storytelling in my brain for this. I want this game to also basically be a reference to what's happening in the world with pollution. So basically, Gaia will go to Greek mythology where she's summoned by the goddess Gaia herself to basically fight the gods, because in Greek mythology, gods are not allowed to fight each other, so she needs help from outside. So my little girl, 5 years old, is going to go there and help. And when she's there, she's going to have to fight well, I have 10 levels, at least 10 gods that she will encounter. She will have to fight those to make those parts of the world cleaner again. And all the levels that I have thought of, like for example Dionysus, will have a different look. So Dionysus, you will see vines of grapes and stuff like that. It will be very much about pleasure and wine and drinking and laughter, but polluted. And then she will have that the same also with Zeus, with Athena, gods like that. She will travel to Hades, to the underworld. So there's a lot of different things that still have to be done about that, of course. There's a lot of pixel art to be made. But yeah, once I get the first level functionality going, then the rest is basically just details and more pixel art. The story I wrote myself, most of it. I will probably have it revised a little bit by somebody else because, yeah, you get a little bit clouded after a while. You know your own story, but somebody else should say maybe if it's good enough or it needs improvement. And yeah, definitely my pixel art needs improvement. I think it's okay-ish, but it still is definitely not the best. It could be 10 times better, really, 10 times. So yeah, there's a guy who helps me a little bit, Outsider Pixel. He's also a fan of our stream, also joined our Discord server. And yeah, he basically sometimes gives me some advice on how to fix the pixel art a little bit. But yeah, I cannot afford to hire him yet. That needs to trickle in first. If I get money, I can pay someone. If I don't have money, yeah, I'm out of luck. I have to do it myself. So that's why I did this myself. I do like the bakery. I'm pretty happy with that. Really looks like a nice old-fashioned bakery. The Netherlands, it says bakkerij. That's how you write it in Dutch. And here it's since 1890. Of course, it's open, and you see some breads in the window. And the thing that I changed here recently is that Gaia or anyone can walk in the windows basically without seeing through the windows. Because by default, of course, if I make these windows transparent and you walk behind them, that means that you would not be able to walk behind the windows because you would see the clouds also. And now I changed that in a way that you can now move Gaia and see she's in the window. She's walking here. And you can do that also here. And I did that so that I could put, for example, the baker inside and you would have a little bit of interactivity. Everything will keep moving and things are changing, even though that yeah, they are not actually part of the game. So the game will be much more interactive than just a standing still world. I can script that, I can make somebody walk back and forth, or maybe even have like a patrolling path inside that bakery, but I don't think I will want to do that. Maybe I will, I don't know. But maybe I will also trigger it just on a moment that she's passing by, that when she's passing, then the baker starts to move. So you at least feel like something is happening in the world instead of standing still. But yeah, I also make it very tough for myself because this is my first real game that I'm going to be releasing. I did some game jam games before. Didn't really get too far at that time, but I think I learned a lot over the past few months. I've put a few months in this so far. So I started streaming, I think last year in October, something like that. No, must have been November, something like that. So I'm almost doing this a year. I think I've improved a lot since then. The beginning was just, well, I could show you on my YouTube one day, but it was basically just a few squares and nothing else. That was it. And now you can see that I have some pixel art. I have a pretty nice shader that I really am in love with. I really think this is beautiful. So if I run the game, well, you can see that the water flows pretty nicely. This looks pretty cool. And it's reflecting really cool, the bakery. Unfortunately, I had some mistake in the script, so for whatever reason, she's not moving. So I'm not gonna fix that. Yeah, I suffer from what a lot of developers have. I'm never happy. I'm never satisfied with what I build. So I'm gonna have to make sure that I do it properly and then fix my things that I didn't have correct before. So, but yeah, I'm pretty happy about the progress we've made lately. Because before, I can tell you, it was really going very slow. Um, Oh, you started in September last year as well. Oh, that's very cool, very cool. But you do mostly playing games, right? So you're not a game developer, right? Or if I'm wrong, you should also tell me. That's also fine. But I really like showing the people what I'm doing, what is the progress that I made. Last week I was not satisfied with the way the play controller was set up, and I'm a coder. I did that years for work every day, and then you write something and you're like, I cannot be behind this. This code is just a mess. Cannot do this. So last week, live on stream, we recoded the entire thing, and I did it in a loose project, so at least I wouldn't interfere with this one. And now I feel I'm ready to basically take out the old one and put in a new one. So that's what I'm trying to do right now. Um, the input manager I will probably remove, at least deactivate it, I guess, because it still uses the old stuff, I think. But let's see how it goes, because I want to try and implement this one. That um, if you want to see, this is basically what I made the other time last week in about 2 hours time. I recoded this entire thing, and now you have a key just at the last moment. So it has a little bit of leniency because a lot of people don't realize this. But if I have to jump exactly at this time, that doesn't feel very nice for a player. So you can basically walk a little over the edge before you jump. So that's basically what I did last week, and I'm trying to now build that in here. So I'm checking if I missed anything, but I don't think so. So let's see. If I did the move, I can have all the different scripts for that. So that should also be put in my Gaia here. So I need to put in the controller. There you go. And I will put in the input. Where is she? Gaia input. Where's my input controller? Oh, that's player control. Duh. Okay. I always miss stuff like that. It's nice that you have a diploma in programming. What was your language that you used to program? If I may be so blunt, that is. Jump. So now I basically broke it up into different capabilities. That means that my input controller can now be just one little thing, and then from that I can tell it how to move, and move it will be going left and right and stuff like that, and jump will be another script. And I intend to add another controller or another controller part. And input controls in Unity nowadays are so that you can put an action map here. And if I make another one, because I want to make this available for people with problems with the mobility of their limbs, basically, so I can make an accessibility option for this. So for them, it would be that they can use the W key or the arrow key up to jump instead of the space bar. So you don't have to have your fingers or hands further apart. You can just basically move it with three fingers. But that's all options that I need to investigate. What is the better way to do it? How to make sure that player can have the same kind of experience without feeling like I'm taking away all the difficulty for them. And it is a long process. But I'm focusing first for the first level on having this available for people who are blind and want to be able to play it, or at least visually impaired. Doesn't have to be completely blind, of course. They can have all sorts of problems with their eyes. And I hope that in the end they will find it very nice to play. So yeah, as you can see, also I made a drawbridge here for this game. So it's not, by all means, it's not complete. It has to be much better than this. And the same goes for a cheese store. That's just an outline right now. Here we'll have a hook, and that's what you typically see in Amsterdam. That's how they would pull up their furniture for higher levels, because basically the stairs is way too narrow in Amsterdam. You cannot put anything through there, so you don't want to do that. And yeah, that's basically what I am doing right now. So I hope you really like it, and would be nice if we see you more often around in the stream. And I'm gonna try and keep going and see what I get from here, because obviously we are not done yet. I think I'm gonna just turn this off just to make sure that I don't get anything that interferes with my player input. And let's see if it works. Probably not. I missed something, looks like. Yep. What did I miss? Ah, I don't have the shared material. Okay, the friction material. Okay, where did I put that? Mm-hmm. Collision data detector. So, did I put a collision data detector in the scene? I didn't, right? Nope. I didn't put it on the player either. I did. Ah, okay, I did. I haven't put it here. I did. Okay. So I'm gonna need to check what I did last time with the materials, because we have materials and they're on the platform, so I should make those same materials. If I don't have them yet, I'll need a frictionless and a sticky material. I think I have those, but I don't have them on my grounds. That is probably my problem. So if I go to my prefabs here, and I go to my canal wall, material again, because you use the physics material. This should be, what material will we use for that? I would say frictionless material for now. And that would also go for the canal wall 02, should also be frictionless. So I have a friend who I've just sent a link to your channel to. He's also developing a game, but he's also a voices actor. He may also be someone who can help you if you get a little stuck or when it comes to voice actors. Hey, that is super cool. Super cool. Thank you for that. I mean, anyone is welcome also just to join even for fun, but anyone who can help, super welcome. I always like that. Let me see if it works this time. Still says the same? What am I missing? Collision, rigid body, shared material. The physics to... but I have that, right? What the heck? Oh, I need to put it on Gaia as well. I always forget that stuff. Is it on the box collider or the rigid body? Gaia. Rigid body. See, there you go. She also has to have frictionless. There we go. I knew I missed something. Still misses something. I hate it when I still miss something. Why am I still missing something? What am I colliding with that has that? Shared material. Where are you? Rigid body, shared material. Stop, otherwise it will keep going and I want that. So the platform, oh, okay, they have it on the rigid body that is static, so okay. Er, er. No worries, I feel he would love your streams, but he's a super cool dude too. Hey, I love super cool people. The more super cool people we have, the more happy I am. Because basically, this world, especially this world of game development, I found people to be extremely nice. I really love this little indie game development world. It is very, very nice, and people are awesome. They always want to help. So yeah, that is amazing. And as long as I can keep that kind of thing up, then I'm super, super happy. The more I meet, the merrier I get. It's really, this world is amazing, even on Twitter, and Twitter is very toxic, but it's not when you get to the game development world with the indie developers especially. They're super friendly bunch, always want to help you. So I think that means that I need to take this one off, right? So none. Let's take this off and do the same with the other one. Where's my Canal 1? Box collider shouldn't have that, so go away. Boom. Where's my rigid body? Yeah, it has it. Let's see. There we go, it's gone. But I still can't move. I don't like that I cannot move. Why can I not move? Maybe I should be very simple for now and just take out everything that is not a wall. Because obviously I have a lot of stuff in here. I'll just turn off the entire drawbridge, not that that should be in the way, but you never know. Then the bakery, cheese store, just turn it off and see what happens. And if it doesn't work, then what the heck did I miss? I missed something. Let me see. Should be fine. Let's collect all this stuff here and see what it does. My controller works, I have a play controller. Controller itself does nothing else but listen to the input controller. Okay. Let's see what happens if I turn this one on. Shouldn't be any problem, but it doesn't seem to work anymore. Okay, let's see what is wrong here. For that we have debugging, right? So, we should be having everything here. So I want to know what is the direction X. So let me do a console right line and just put it like that. Let's put it and say direction X is direction, direction, not X, not Durex. I don't know why I'm thinking about condoms right now. That is a little out of this world. Okay, it's compiling. There we go. Oh, the other one doesn't get there. It means it probably I forgot something, but what the heck did I forget? I think I already know. Yep. I forgot to add the input. Um, player input. Player input manager, was it that one? Player input. Yeah, player input. I need a player input component. That is why. I already thought it makes no sense. Why on earth wouldn't it work? There we go. Hmm. Damn it, it always works in the other projects and then you do it in your same one and it doesn't work. So I have this player input. Did I change anything? No, I did not, I think. This is different though. messages in here. There's like a ton of things. But that doesn't make the difference. Default map to player, that makes sense. Sorry for being a little bit quiet right now, because I'm kind of thinking hard. That's what you get when you're having to think very hard. Then things get a little bit more quiet. What did I miss that I did do last time? I don't think I said a lot of differences. So let's collapse everything. So I put on a player input, I put a controller, collision data detector, the move and the jump. So I have that. Platforms, those platforms don't have anything special to them. I have my walls, those walls don't have anything special to them either. What did I miss? If there's anyone here that knows it, then please let me know. Please enlighten me. I probably have to override all of them at least, but that's not the reason for sure. Because I know I put it there. Hmm. I think this one should not be necessary. But it doesn't matter because no matter what I put, it doesn't work yet. I think I did anything more than that. I don't even need it to animate, I just want it to play. Sprite render, real renderer, don't really need that. Just needed to see that it works. Pretty sure at least I can turn back the bakery because I don't think that's the problem. Except for the fact that it's now in front of my drawbridge. Or my drawbridge, my little bridgey here. Think, Max, think. Okay, so Gaia, what do we have? Let me check the scripts in the same order list. So let's put the player controller above this one. There you go. Prefab, do it like that. I don't care. Put it there. Okay, can go back now. So let's open the second one. So player input, controller, collision data detector, move and jump. Got all of it. So collision data detector, what did you do again? Check for the shared material, that works. So I think that is fine. My on ground is also okay. I'm kind of wondering if it even gets to the move. It didn't seem to do anything. So let's say console.writeLine just hello? Anyone here? Anybody out there? If somebody should be. Come on. There we go. What now? Excuse me? I think there's something else definitely wrong here because that has nothing to do with anything. Doesn't even get there. It doesn't get to the move. Why not? Okay. This probably is just a problem, just lurking as on the phone to the other half. Okay. Whatever you need. I'm going to open the Unity Hub again and try to open my project one more time and see what happens here. Because I kind of think that this problem might have nothing to do with my code or anything else that I did in here. Seems for whatever reasons it is having another problem. Anywho, is it there yet? It's there. There, let's see. Still doesn't get there. What am I missing? I'm missing something, guys. I am absolutely missing something, and I do not know what I'm missing. So maybe I had to set something in the controller that I don't know about. No, I have the player controller script, which is fine. Player input is also doing fine. I don't care about the audio listener right now. That should be fine, this should be fine, and this should be fine. I don't see anything that I did wrong. Anyway, for now I'm gonna at least turn off the filter for you guys for the camera, because it starts to maybe get a little bit annoying and you cannot see me really well. So there we go. I'm back. There you go. I'm normal again. No Halloween filters anymore. So this kind of has me stumped, guys, because it's not reaching my code at all. But it should. Let's see if we can get to the awake method at least. Really weird going on. Nothing. Maybe I should take off the material from the rigid body of the player. Shouldn't be the difference though. Sleeping mode. Sleep. Start awake. Start awake. Interpolation. Works. Layer overrides. Else that's different. Getting there, man. No sense that it doesn't work. Wait, what? Now it doesn't have physics? I don't have? Well, it still works. This is also slower, so that works. There's a little bit of a problem sometimes, but okay. This works, but whatever reason, my other one doesn't. And now it doesn't have any materials on this at all. Doesn't. Don't. So these have been removed and shouldn't have been. Working perfectly fine again. So there's, yep, no friction, so they go very fast. This has friction, so it goes slow. By the way, nice bug. It almost seemed like I went straight through the floor. um, hmm, rounds, walls, frictionless. Gaia, no. The joys of debugging, guys. The joys of debugging. What on earth is different? I don't see it except for the trail renderer. And the fact that I have more things, but that shouldn't be an issue. I didn't hard code anything, did I? No, I didn't. Huh. Thanks for everybody sticking with me because this is one of the things that I really dislike when I have that kind of moment in the stream. I'm trying to make something work again, and for whatever reason, it just refuses to hit my code, and I don't see it. It has all the things it needs. As a player input, just like the other project does. I don't see anything different for that except for the message that it has, but on move, on jump, whatever. So, it's the first time my Kofi streambot goes off. That's I was like, what? Who's talking? But nobody was. It was again just nothing interesting. So on move, on fire, on jump, on interacts. So is that different from here? On move, on jump. So it has the same. On move is also there. But it's also weird because basically I cannot even get to my awake method, and that should be basically like absolutely no issue at all. So I have my controller set up, I have my rigid body 2D set up, I have my collision data detector set up. Everything is as it should be. Don't think I changed anything, but it seems to want to build it anyway. Oh yeah, okay, I did. I took out a console right line. I'll take out the other one also. It's just not getting there. What did I miss? I know. No, I don't. I thought I knew, but I don't. Using system is basically the only difference. I don't think I need system. This one doesn't have that. I didn't try jumping, by the way. That's dumb as hell. I could have tried jumping to see if that one does work. Cute. It is weird. The day in the life of a game developer. If things don't work, they really don't want to work. Fine, that is fine. Default map to player. Checking for making sure that this actually is called player. Yeah, it is called player. Action type is value. I'm gonna have to go in this kind of level because maybe I should check not on the jump or move, but if I just check on the player controller. Gaia input. Input actions. Player enable. There's nothing more than this. Player controller does all of this stuff. Retrieve move input. So let's do this one because I need to get better at debugging inside of. Have you set yourself a deadline for wanting to get this finished, or is the when it's ready, it's ready? I'm, I don't have a fixed deadline, but I do have put myself a goal of at least having a demo out around March, which is something that I really should be able to make, because otherwise it's going to take insanely long for anything to come out of this that I don't think is a good idea. What is going on here? Player controller is there. And yeah, because once that demo is out, or basically the first level that is playable for everyone, then I can see if I can have it play tested, at least by also blind players to see what their outlook is and their feel on it, to see if they like it. And from there on, I can basically keep going. Um, Maybe start a Kickstarter campaign. If I can already prove that everything works the way I want it to, the controls are easily usable by blind people and stuff like that, then of course you really have something to work with and to show, and I can make a maybe a trailer for it and stuff like that to have a good page, set up a Steam page, and then keep going because I felt a little like it was too early to set up a Steam page unless I really have a level that I can actually play. Because people will demand more and more, of course, if they see that you're working on this. And well, unless I can actually show them a working prototype, it doesn't feel right for me. Why are my input settings not working? Hmm. Could it be that it just didn't have that anymore? If that is it, then I'm gonna go nuts. No, it's not. Where can I put that? Maybe here. I have a keyboard and mouse and let's see. That's probably what's going on. Keyboard, actions. How do I see if it's working? That they will just do things at your pace, but that's awesome. Thank you. Thank you. I really hope I can get things going the way I want. I have a little bit of a setback right now because this should be working, and for whatever curious reason, it decides it doesn't want to. And that's when you get like you have to check one project against the other to see what you did differently, but I don't see anything that I did differently. This is process events in dynamic update. And what do I have here? Also the same. Input. Input system package. This is all jump. So what if I just go to my player input and just remove all the other stuff? I don't need this. Yet, at least. No interact and no submit. Basic of everything so I can compare it with the other one. So I can remove the UI one because I'm kind of thinking it might interfere. So save asset. Oh my goodness. 21 actions. What if it's something stupid like it's just the arrow keys now? I don't know. Something went wrong with my input system. Everything is here though. Gosh, I hate it when it goes wrong like this. It's almost impossible to debug. That like it should be. default scheme, but I didn't set any scheme, did I? Okay, what is wrong here? Maybe for whatever reason it doesn't recognize my input. So this one is in the other project, of course. It's called player input, and mine is called Gaia input. How would I know if it recognizes it? That's the thing. It should have a Gaia input, and it does that in the player controller. Also, nothing different here, except for the fact that player input is not the same as Gaia input, but that's it. These differences or something. So this has no namespace. This one also does not have a namespace, so. Oi, 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 oi. I am so happy, but I'm not. That is not nice. It is not nice. Maybe I should just rename it to player input myself as well. Just for having consistency overall. That should also regenerate the code. Yeah. Oh, we're still referencing that. Layer inputs. Layer inputs. Well, I don't think that can be the issue. That would be absolutely insane, but I've seen stranger things happen. No. It is not working. Oh, I have all the scripts on her, right? So I have now also got just this small bare bones list of things. This is basically now the same. Yeah. Obviously I have more things here, but that's basically because I already animate that. And I have a capsule collider instead of a box collider, which doesn't make any difference. Trail render. Last week we were doing so well, guys. We were having such a good time. We were making such progress, and now I'm getting nowhere. And getting nowhere doesn't feel very nice. What could I possibly be missing? What am I doing wrong? Well, one thing I see at least that I need to do, and I'm going to do that anyway because I want to at least also get a little bit of a less mess. Throw away the samples here. Bye bye. Face API, I also don't need it anymore. Didn't work anyway. Which means I'm going to take out the speech recognition as well. Little tidying up because so check also my folder here. Input controller, player controller, controller. Input manager. That input manager might still be an issue. Let me take that thing out. And this one also. I don't think it is the issue. Shouldn't be the issue. But as so many things, I better make sure it isn't before saying that it is. Just take away the move script for now and try to see if the jump script at least will work. That doesn't. But it has to have the move script. Oh, I have compiler errors. That is cool. Which one? Then I have to turn off the dialogue. Is it still going with the dialogue trigger only? Yeah. I just threw away the input manager and it needs it. Okay, well, I can fix that though. For now, I am not gonna use this script. So, it should work again. Work with me, please. Mm. Does it feel when nothing works? Feels like shit. Controller. I have a collision detector script. I have a move and I have a jump. Turn off move. Does that affect jump? Nope. Neither of these capabilities work. And something really stupid that I just don't see right now. The player controller itself, these input actions. This on enable probably never gets fired. But why? B, and it would be weird to me is if this would be disabled. Unenable a player controller. Player controller is not disabled. It's right here, so it's not disabled. I expect this to fire, but it doesn't, that's pretty sure. Because if it would, then I would see it. It's from Jason, so this all is absolutely not so. It basically does nothing strange. Generated also. I guess this is probably my least interactive stream of all the times I'm streaming. There's not a lot of talking, so maybe you guys are just silent because I cannot get this to work at the moment, but like I can disable my player input. So what on earth is going on? Wait up, I have another one here. What is that? Or is that the same one? That's the same one. Okay, sorry. Got confused. So different about this. Different about it, except that there's less in there, but yeah, that makes no difference. Um, on enable never fired. Well, at least I'm not the only one having this kind of issues. I solved this by restarting the computer. What? What? That makes zero sense at all, people. That cannot be the reason. Because why would the other project work? Makes no sense at all. You probably tried to import a new input system package from multiple input devices compatibility. These types of errors are due to conflict between old and new input system packages and are probably resolved in the latest update. To resolve this, as a player under other settings, you can active input handling, select both. Unity restart. Now your problem should be solved. Okay. Hey, if it works, it works. So let's see. Edit. Project settings. And then what do you say? Layer. Other settings. Uh, uh, configuration. I have inputs. It is both. So let's go for new instead. Sometimes things don't work the way they want to or should. Well, there's one positive thing about today. I'm not losing any frames so far, so I have not dropped any. I'm pretty happy about that. So, but this should have worked from the moment I put it there, so nope. Make no difference. I wouldn't hold it against you guys if you were no longer there. This is absolutely awful. I do not know where I did it wrong. Very similar symptoms. Input system would randomly just stop sending callbacks. When I opened up the input debug, it was registering the key presses. Where do you even see the input key presses? I don't see those key presses. I found that in input debugger, but I see 3 devices. Holy Jesus. Huh. A lot of unsupported stuff. So, what? My keyboard is not supported? See, when I use my laptop. No. Where should I see the options? Nothing happening. Where the heck do they see what I press? Because I don't see anything. Paired devices, keyboard. So it should work, right? Events. See anything here? I see the click. I see the key presses. See also with this one? Yeah. So my normal keyboard does work and it does know the events. So why on earth am I not getting those? Okay, this is deeper debugging into Unity that I've done before. Huh? I've never seen this before, so you're gonna have to bear with me. But these actions for me, they make no sense because I should get these actions and not these actions. These are not even there. I removed this. So how on earth am I getting the wrong one? So we have, so if I do this one, yeah, it does register this. Yeah, I have a fast keyboard. I guess that's a bonus. Input system, input settings asset. Oh, wait up. What is this one? Find device for input event. What? On cannot find device for event? What the heck is this shit? That is new. That makes no sense at all. Oh my goodness. So I can press buttons no matter no as often as I want. It just will not do anything with it. What the heck is this shit? Okay, maybe I should go and do simple put. Where's the input? Input system. Update. No idea if that makes any difference. Because if not, I'd have to probably start all over again. Fuck, I hope not. Nothing. I'm not getting errors though, so I guess I should be happy about that. Pair devices, keyboard. Ah, see, I'm getting it. Yeah, it does record that I'm pressing the keys. It just doesn't want to work. Gosh, this is terrible. I cannot get any event to fire. Nothing. Get there. Okay, so I could imagine that I cannot debug this, but let's see what happens. It's not getting there. It is not getting there. Should at least hit this now. And it just doesn't. I have it, and it just doesn't do anything. All of them to just at least hit. That works. So why on earth are you not working then? So you have the controller set up as a play controller. I would say that's pretty damn good. All of that works. Then I go to the water reflection. Okay, that's one thing. Dialog manager, I don't care. That sucks. I want to skip over that, but I can't. So now that I'm in Unity, stuck somewhere. Continue. Okay, so go to my move script now. One, but this one. So let's see if I can get here. I can actually. It does do something. So let's see. It's nothing. I'm standing still. Yeah, I will continuously do that. So let me change my conditions. So direction dot x not equal to 0. Close. So now I can leave this here. It should be not hitting until I move. Just doesn't pick this up. It never picks up my input. And that makes no sense. This conditional statement will never retrieve my input. That means my player controller is not working. The onEnable function is never fired. I've not had this before, ever. So it's weird. So it does get there. That means this is instantiated, because otherwise I would not get here, right? Or would I? Yeah, I would. But this one, because it makes no sense, it will keep coming back. So are we getting disabled or something? I need to know. Wow, this is deeper than I've ever had to go so far, guys. I am baffled at why this is going like this. So retrieve jump input or anything I don't even need to care about. My input actions player.move read value will never get anything. Say because this is never fired. However, I cannot be 100% sure unless I start again and see what it does. Does it fire? No, it doesn't. So then it doesn't know how that it should listen to events. It doesn't know that I should listen to jump started or jump cancelled. But it does for some reason look for the input because I'm asking it to do that here. So far so good. Yes, this should check it here. But if it never becomes an input controller, it will never work. So, input controls, input mapping, private void awake, input mapping, new input controls. To call enable for it to start routing events. Input mapping enable, but I have that, right? So my player controller says enable. But it never gets here, so it will never do that. Reproduce with exactly the same steps. In my case, I forgot to set control schemes. Input action asset, select a control screen, keyboard, edit. The only fix I'm aware of is restarting Unity. Well, that doesn't make me very happy. Reload domain enabled. Date, which should be cleared before new play. Force domain reload. So the temporal solution is to enable domain reload when you want to change your input action asset. It's worth a shot. I'm not against trying anything, so I don't think it's the way though. Where was it? What did he say? Editor. Enter play what? Reload domain. If that's the way to go, then that might be the way to go. But I was in play mode, so that might not have taken very well. Okay, let's try again. Okay, I'm getting nuts here. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hand. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hand. If you're happy and you know it, and you really like to show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hand. I don't know. Why the heck is it not getting there? A lot of cluttered code in this guy's code. Input actions enable and disable in the onenable and ondisable methods. Yeah, I have that. So, what the heck? It could be called an awake and disable omitted, but then the code gets messy. This should all work fine. I guess I will put my uh, settings back to both. There, both. Why? Do I want it to restart again? Let's see what it does then. And otherwise, I will have to figure it out somewhere this week. Because it cannot be that my code suddenly doesn't do anything anymore. I don't believe it for a second. I don't think I did anything wrong. It's the same as the other projects. It works there, just doesn't work here. It's one of those days where things just don't want to work for you, you know? It happens. At least fire once. At least that's what I'm expecting. Because it's an event on enable. As soon as my input gets enabled, I would expect this to work. So this player input is getting enabled. It's not like it's not. And I saw somebody mention that they selected a control scheme. I don't think it makes any difference. But of course, again, it's worth a shot. So I could make this control screen keyboard, mouse, device, keyboard, and save it. Let's see what happens. Nothing happens. You know, this is gonna be one of those things where at the end of this, you just, when you figure it out, you're like, oh my gosh, it was that simple. But right now, I can't for the life of me figure out what I did wrong. This component, override this stuff, reply all, add, move, and just start with only the move and see if it then wants to move. Override that stuff, no, nothing to override. Add component, jump. Can I at least jump, maybe? Nope. Gosh, I'm getting nuts here. It seriously cannot be that bad. I, I, I did everything. It's just one of those days where it doesn't want to work. And I'm almost thinking in Limp Bizkit style. But I'm a positive soul, so I will not say anything like that. But there is something seriously wrong here. I don't, for the life of me, figure out what it is. I have my play controller set up on Gaia. I have the input system ready. The default mapping is correctly. Default scheme, I could set it here. Keyboard, mouse, maybe. Maybe it makes a difference. UI input, I don't need a UI input. What if I just change it? I don't think it matters. Will now work. Also won't work. So let's say player, we have a move. But I don't want to do this. Let's go back. Sometimes it works, you know, if you just reconnect things. But for today, something is really, really holding me back and nothing wants to work. I did nothing wrong here. I know it should work. I don't want to have any default scheme. It should just have everything and it should just work. It's the same as the other one is. So 1 by 1, let's check every single setting again. It cannot be in the move script. That is definitely impossible. Because if it would be in the move script, we already would have known. The only thing I can imagine right now is just to take out the new input system, place it again to see if that fixes this issue. Because really, unless I'm crazy, which I wouldn't be surprised, I'm a little nuts, that's for sure. It should just work. Jesus. Getting annoying that this works and the other one doesn't. Okay, so just for my own peace of mind, I need to know for sure that once I start this project, and I have this in debugging mode attached to Unity, as soon as I start this, this should fire. There you go, boom. immediately fires. And there it sets it to enabled. So, okay. Then the only thing I still have up my sleeve is to close both projects, close the Unity Hub, restart the Unity Hub, and then see if it works. This here, stop. Okay, guys, I think that's gonna be it for today. It's just one of those days, I guess, that nothing wanna work, and I don't see any difference. I will have to work on this later. It's a very boring stream this day. I'm sorry about that, guys. For whoever stuck around, super thankful for that. I know it was pretty boring like this. Nobody really wants to see something that doesn't have any progression. At least you saw me how I go about debugging stuff here. But yeah, it makes no sense that this would never fire. It's exactly the same setup. It does everything that the other one does. The only thing that is different, I have backgrounds. I have a water reflection, some ground layers, and a dialog manager that at the moment I'm not even using. And still, it doesn't fire. It's just not my day, I guess. It feels very bad. Sorry, guys. I really wanted to get this to work like on the go. I do still not know what I've done wrong. I guess I will probably just have a eureka moment one day and then think, oh, that was it. And then there you go, it works. But even that input debugger cannot help me. So simulate touch input from mouse or pen. No. I would expect that debugger to actually show something, right? But I don't see anything when it's debugging. The only thing I see that there's a lot of unsupported devices. I'm kind of wondering what happens with the other one. If I would put the input debugger there, if everything is also unsupported, then at least that's not it. At least try everything, because it feels insanely un, how do you say that? Feels very bad that I cannot get this to work. I mean, sure, I'm not the greatest at everything, but yeah, 16 unsupported devices, that's insanely much. But look at what I have here. Actions, player jump and player move. Look at what I have here. No actions at all. I guess there you go. That's the difference. But why do I not get those? Okay. Okay, I'm not giving up yet. If control or no. That could be, but that's stupid. Because I'm setting them right here. But this, seriously, it makes no sense at all. Why would this have two actions and the other one has nothing? Player input. It is enabled, it has the correct one. Action, edit asset, player move and jump. I don't see what is different. Edit asset, player move jump, player move jump, player input, player input. What the heck? Hey, Shredder. Well, this genius has been staring at the same screen for about an hour and it still doesn't work. For whatever strange reason, in this nice little demo project that I did last week, I have perfectly fine a player and jump player move. I have them perfectly nice set up these actions. And whenever I put it in this project, exactly in the same way, I have no action. Which is totally weird because I put the player input action. I have the same action map. I have the same actions. This should work, but it doesn't. I've checked my code like a million times. It does exactly the same. I have a player input actions. I check for the player input and I enable it as soon as it gets created. Then I add my methods to listen to, which it should also do. And the retrieve move input should work out of the box. It just doesn't. And that is absolutely weird to me. You believe, well, that's very nice. Unity just doesn't believe. Because there's absolutely no difference between these two. So I have my player input. I have my player input in this one. Exactly set up the same way. I have my controller that has a player controller. And I have that here as well. And that player controller is just simply a scriptable object, nothing else. It just doesn't do anything much. The actual script does, but that's right here. So that's what we just saw. That does the same in both projects. Then we have those the collision data detector script. Same in both projects. So basically that's just doing a ground check, nothing much else, and checking for friction. Same in both projects. Didn't change anything between those two. Then we have the move script, which is the same, and the jump script, which is the same. But for me, move and jump do not get triggered. And for the other one, they do get triggered. And yeah, this basically explains it. I have an action here, two actions, and I don't have them in the other project. They're just not there. So I know it explains it, but I cannot explain it. So yeah, blah blah blah, implement new input system. Player input for each of those controls. Yeah, okay, needs this. Yeah, okay, that's a different way of setting this up. I can also do that. That's what I did before, but I don't want that. Input system package set to dynamic update. Where's that? Input system package, edit, project preferences. Input system package. Process events in dynamic package. I already have that. This should also work. I really want to see this just fire those events because that's what it should be doing. But it doesn't because it doesn't have them. Unity input debugger doesn't show actions above devices. All enabled actions. I mean, I cannot have disabled those, can I? Default action map? What? There's no default action, no default map. Yeah, I have player, so that is also fine. With the current setup you have, if you choose send messages or broadcast messages, input is needed, indeed coming through as you expect. An example, all methods are getting called in accordance to But then if you switch to Unity events, select method to call for each event, the respective method is not getting called. I'm not using that, so doesn't work, doesn't work. Okay, yeah. Yeah, okay, could also do that, but everything will also stop working if you delete an old input actions asset plus generated code and try to start with a new one in a project, even after rebuilding the library, which is a bummer. What? Input actions asset plus generated code and try to start with a new one in a project, even after rebuilding the library. I think that might be the issue, actually, because I had an old one and I changed it. With the exception of all keyboard mouse input, I was spending some time fiddling with the player input component and inspecting my scripts. I noticed that the value of the active input handling setting had reverted back to input manager old in project settings. I don't have that. In this case, you'd think that the most simple solution to input not registering would be setting this value back to input. Seeing that the value can't currently be changed due to some bug or another. Trying to do that just leaves the setting unmodified and writes this error. Well, I don't have that. Canceling display, blah, blah, blah. I have the exact same issue, even tried through code using enable native platform backends for new input system, but the key is not found. Looks like a working workaround. However, it would seem that the issue has been fixed and the later blah. My character was able to enter a car and drive it since it doesn't work. Found a comment for a couple of years ago saying they would fix it before 1.0, but who knows? 2023 year, one another thread full of mentions of issues with input system. Bit tired already because any package I start to use has at least a couple of unsolved desktop exact same issues when I'm changing anything in my scheme. For example, action type in jump, all input action asset stops working. Well, another one with near same input works. I even see an input debugger that input systems get a key pressed. Yeah, that I saw as well. After the all just magically got working. Not for me though. Hey, Wandering Terrier, you're still here. Thanks for sticking with me, guys. If only I would understand what's going on here. It's so stupid. If I make an assumption, the reason for this is that it does not support our external keyboard and mouse. I don't know why, but the problem seems to be solved when I use it. But I'm using the generated class. Oh my goodness. This stuff is really mind-boggling. Right, there's no good answer to this stuff. So if I read this all correctly just now, it basically would mean that as soon as you have the input system in your project, you're not able to change anything to it. That makes zero sense at all. I don't hope that to be true. That would be absolutely awful. But the easiest way to go about this, I would say, is to go to the input system here, remove it by input system. That doesn't mean I'm giving up, so bear with me. Let's see if it helps if I just reinstall that thing. Oh, there we go again. Oh, here we go again. Here I go again on my own. Going down the only road I'm living on. Like a drifter, I was born to walk alone. Dun, dun, dun. But I made up my mind. Input manager. Okay. Should have already done that. So basically it would mean that I can, about my player input, it's here. I hope that worked. I don't think so. Okie dokie. You guys, bye. So, you have no player input, right? Input action. Okay. Usually there's an option to create. There we go. Create actions. So I will call this not Gaia input actions, but I will call them player inputs, input actions. Okay. So buy. Don't need those. Don't want that. Nor that. Move is probably already good. So add another action, and I want this to be jump. I want the binding to be back. Key, well, listen basically. Up, space, keyboard. And I want another one in the gamepad south button. That should be it. I have to go off the stream. Bye everyone. Also good luck with everything. You good luck working on Gaia. Thank you, AZ. Thank you very much. Was not the greatest today. I'm sorry for that. Cannot always be a hit, I guess. We're doing our best. We're getting better. We're understanding maybe better why things are working. But Yeah, this is really sucky. It really shouldn't be going like this. But then again, I'm going to generate again the class. So let's see what happens. Everything has been regenerated. I have 2 actions. You guys, it has actions at least, but now it has the wrong ones. Okay. And the actions are gone again. What the heck is this? They were just there. It really do be like this some days. Don't worry, it's understandable. Some days are not productive, other days are really productive. It's part from game development. True, true. It just feels extremely annoying right now because I mean, just 2 seconds ago, you could see an input debug above here. It was 2 actions. They're gone again. And if I look at my other project, they're here and they're always here. And when I start, it might become more. I don't think so. They stay the same. No, they become 11. But that's because you have a debug menu. Strangely enough, also here they get removed, but when I come back, at least it still works. Mrs. Unholy, thank you for the raid. Thanks, babe. That is so nice. I'm kind of struggling though right now, so thank you for coming in with 6 people. That is super nice of you. I'm super happy that you guys are here. I'm kind of struggling getting the same functionality to work in the original project. For whatever strange reason, my input is not being detected. So yeah, for one last thing before you go, if you feel that you're spending a lot of hours and you are not fixing anything, take a rest until you feel well again and try it again. Well, hey Virago496, thank you for the message, thank you for the raid, thank you for following Mrs. Unholy, my dear friend, for coming in here. And I hope you will like what you see here. I'm kind of working on my game Gaia. My game Gaia is a game about my daughter. She's a 5-year-old girl who in my game is going to travel through a portal going into the world of Greek mythology. Uh, and that's a very simplistic way of saying of telling the game. But first level is set in Amsterdam, as we live in the Netherlands, and no one would ever recognize the little village that we live in. So that's why I chose Amsterdam. So there's a recognizable little bakery here. You see it better if I go to scene view because I can zoom out a little bit more. I've turned a lot of things off at the moment just because I'm trying to debug why my controls are not working. They were working before. Since I moved to the new thing, for whatever reason, it just doesn't want to work. I've been debugging this for about an hour and I'm breaking my head over it. It's really sucky. But just to give you guys an idea of what it more or less looks like, let me turn back on the drawbridge and let me turn on the cheese store that I'm working on still, but work in progress is also work. So this is going to be a cheese store here right now with everything with transparent windows. So I showed this also before. One of the things that I could do here is, for example, I will show it now with Gaia, but I could do the same with a baker or any other character. As you can see, they can move behind the window, so I can have a little bit more of a interactive world. So yes, as long as she's here, she will be walking behind the breads, but in front of the rest of the thing, so you can see through it, and it becomes a little bit more dynamic. What this game, what should set this game apart from other games, I guess, is that the story is more the bigger reason for this game. So you will not have like a super precision platformer that you see sometimes. Those are very nice, and I love games like Celeste or what the other ones are. I cannot think of the names right now, but it's more story driven. It's about a little girl who gets called by the goddess Gaia herself to come and help her fight the other gods who are making a mess of the world. The other gods are basically a direct representation of our world leaders that we are seriously seeing messing up the world every day, I guess. And all of this should be playable by the blind, people with physical disabilities, etc. So I have a lot of challenges ahead of me, but I think I can make it look very nice in the end. Just the problem is right now that today I've been spending basically all my day trying, well, all the hours that I've been streaming, trying to fix this annoying issue where the controls are not working anymore. It's just not detecting them. I put all the code in that I made the other week. Last week I built this little project from scratch, which does exactly the same. It works fine. As you can see, I can move here, I can jump, I can double jump. I have coyote time, so I can basically get like on the edge and then still jump. All of that works, and doesn't work in my new project, in my real project, and I hate it. It's really annoying, especially because I have no idea why it's not working at the moment. I've been checking my input settings, my input debugger. I've been going over everything, and I think I saw all of it. And as AZ said, maybe it's time for me to just let it rest and check it again another day with with a fresh mind, and see if it then works. Also, I've been working on a little bit of an extra part that I haven't had yet before. I put it in the scene today before, but it's still a little big, I think. But it's gonna be the portal that we're gonna go through in the end. So this is gonna be like the portal. Imagine this with twigs around it, with leaves, with branches, and everything growing out of the earth, and the vortex that you see here rotating around its axis. So it gives a really sense of being a portal and active and moving. This is a bit too big, as you can see. It's probably going to be like half the size of this, because otherwise it's going to be enormous. But it gives you a little bit of a sense of direction that I want to take it. I'm thinking of recreating a little part of the Vondelpark for this, so that it gets a little bit more organic instead of coming out of a city ground. It could come then out of the ground of, yeah, park, so that looks more natural. Still, it would look weird because who would expect a portal to rise out of from the ground out of nowhere, right? But yeah, that's a different kind of matter. But yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna let this little setback of today hold me back. It's just it sucks that it didn't work. Worst case scenario, I might have to transform everything and into the other ground, to the other project. Thank you for the subscription, Mrs. Unholy. That is super nice. I really appreciate it. I mean, and any little small thing helps the channel, and everyone that does that obviously is very appreciated. I love you all, and yeah, just make sure that you can afford it, and if you can't, don't do it. If for whatever reason it doesn't seem to update that though in the stream, should though, but it doesn't. No idea why. Maybe my stream is stuck without me knowing it. But I'm gonna have to put some time into this one of these days to figure out why this is not working, because it definitely should be working. If I do this on the platform controller and I do debugging of this, it immediately gets to my breakpoints. It knows that there is something to do. I'll try this one more time just to make sure that I really see it correctly. It does now though. I removed the old input actions and then put them back on. So it looks like that does help, because now it does know my input action. So let's see if I go to enable, I have my events. So this player input actions does have a jump and a move, and it should also react to the correct keys. This always sucks for whatever reason it cannot do that. So continue, see what happens. The good thing is, however, it does get into my event. I guess we got a little bit further by just putting it back there. So what I'm gonna do now is change this again and again go for a console.write line, because I wanna basically see what is in my direction X. So equals underscore direction dot X, because this is what we want to know if this works or not. That's going to be basically more or less the end of the stream, I guess. It doesn't do anything. And what am I seeing that is dropping down here? What is that? Something is going down. What the heck? Okay, I gotta see this again. What? What is that thing that just dropped down? Now I don't have it. Here, where? What the heck? Is that part of Gaia is dropping down? Is that the highlight? No. What is dropping down? How can she be both there and not there? I'm gonna leave you. I'm beat for tonight. Talk to you later, and don't dwell on things too long. Make sure to keep the creativity. Yeah, I will. This is the first time I noticed this little thing. That's really weird. Something is falling down, and I don't know what it is. It's like something drops through the floor, and it might be a part of Gaia. I just don't know which part of Gaia is dropping down. Anyway, I think I'm gonna quit this for today and let it be. So I'm gonna see who I will raid. So let me give me a second to have fun coding. Yeah, coding is amazing. Really, I really would really encourage all of you guys to do more coding. Coding is cool. So let's see who I want to raid. I guess Atano, just one viewer, so poor guy is all alone. So let me turn off the audio. Oh, or is it just stopped? Could be. Yeah, bye. So he's stopping. Played golf with friends. My blood pressure already went through the roof. Thank you for sharing. I had fun and look forward to next. You're very welcome. Very welcome. It's hopefully next time will be less of a failed stream. I think I'm gonna raid Irish John Games. He's really awesome. He's making a pirate game, and it is absolutely looking stunning. So I would recommend for you guys to stick around if you can. Not if you're beat already, don't do it then. But for all the other guys, go along and have a look at Irish John Games. He's very awesome, very nice guy also. So yeah, thank you for being there with me. Thank you for for having the patience to stick with me when nothing was working. And I hope next time I can show you guys a little bit of a better stream again. Thank you very much. And there we go.